think you're gonna be able to put out a fire of a place where 200 million missiles can hit? Are you crazy? That's unrealistic, man.
They struggle to put the fires out on the mountain.
Yeah, man.
In one of these smaller states, California.
You know? Go ahead,
Verse 10.
And they had a problem with Waco.
Right.
Back in '93, man. It took a while for them to for that. Matter of fact, they didn't even put it out. That shit burned all the way down to the ground, man. You know? How you think America gonna go out? You know?
Verse 10. He shall cast lightning, and who shall not fear? He shall thunder, and who shall not be afraid? The Lord shall threaten, and who shall not be utterly beaten to powder at his presence?
Hey, jump to verse 12.
That we already done.
Oh, yeah, get 12.
The earthquakes and the foundations thereof, the sea arises up with waves from the deep, and the waves of it are troubled.
Hey, hold on. Hold that. Because I wanna bring that back out. What they was basically saying about what could possibly happen over there in the Pacific. That's it. You know, that's it right there, man. They saying it's supposed to happen in the Northwest. Mega earthquake 8.0 to 9.2 magnitude and tsunami to soon. Hold on.
Why do that? I want to say this.
You gonna read? I'm gonna read that, and you can read that again.
I want to say this right quick. Seattle, you said Northwest, right? I think I read an article about that. Seattle, if anybody's ever been to Seattle, it's primed for a tsunami. Because all you gotta do once it comes over the beach area, it's a small hill, but after that, it's all downhill. It's all downhill going inland. If they get a big enough wave to go over that first hill, so much water gonna rush through that city.
Wipe that shit clean.
And I think that whole Northwest is like that. I don't know. I just been to that city.
Washington, the whole Seattle hill.
It says mega earthquake magnitude 8.0 to 9.2 and massive tsunami soon to hit Pacific Northwest. Experts warn. Experts have raised alarm that a major devastating earthquake is due to hit the U.S. Pacific Northwest, causing massive devastation from Sacramento to Portland, Seattle, and Tacoma, with loss of thousands of lives and displacements of millions. You know? Hey, don't tune that out, bro. Tune that out. Yeah, too fat. We gonna see that.
Too fat facts.
Most High already got them numbered, man. And they devils. They that's their nature any damn way, man. Big fucking faggots, man.
Big fat fags, man.
Look like those cornbread facts. But anyway, look at
It says the doomsday prediction for the region is due to an impending a rupture of the Cascadia subduction zone, a fault line that extends roughly 700 miles off the coast of the Pacific Northwest from California through Oregon and Washington to Vancouver Island in Canada. So it ranged from a big distance of the whole entire northwestern coast.
I watched on one of them channels. It might have been on YouTube, but it was like history, not history, but one of them channels like that. They were showing the fault lines. That San Andreas fault don't just run in California. It goes all the way to the north, the top of the Northwest, all the way down through South America. Sweet. Now it may not, the whole thing may not rupture at once, but it possibly can.
Read that again.
Second Esdras 16 and 12. The earth quaketh, and the foundations thereof. The sea arises up with waves from the deep, and the waves of it are troubled, and the fishes thereof also before the Lord.
I'm talking about the devastation, man. You know? And you ain't gonna be able to stop that. If Lord willing, if it does occur, you ain't gonna have no power to counter that, man. It's just gonna happen. And a lot of people gonna die.
Right.
Because the Lord made that happen, man. You know? That's why it's important to fear the Most High, man. Go ahead. And not to mention, when those missiles hit, imagine the quake. That's going to shake the entire planet and cause all types of waves to roar and crush over certain parts of. Hey, a lot of those islands that you see now, it's going to be wiped out, man. Them islands are going to be done away, man. You know, Hawaii and them little islands, you know, they gonna get trouble, man. When the Lord comes back. That's why Isaiah said he takes up the isle as a very little thing. He gonna tear these islands up, man. He already did it to Haiti. You know? He does it to the Dominican Republic. You know? And different other islands.
What was that island that just got hit? Not Guatemala. The one that just had the earthquake.
What was that? It was somewhere down off the coast of South America, I believe.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, I think it might have
Think of the name of it.
Let's start with.
I can't even think of the name. It's on the tip of my tongue.
Solomon Islands in the South Pacific. It was a 6.9. Yep. Solomon Islands. Yep. Got it? Okay. Yeah, it says a tsunami threat message was canceled Saturday after a strong earthquake struck the Santa Cruz Islands in the South Pacific. No damage or casualties were reported. The Pacific Tsunami Warning Center said the earthquake measured 6.9, down from a preliminary estimate of 7.5. You know? Luckily, nobody was there, man. Because if any people that inhabited that island, they would have got wiped off. You know, that would have been more souls going to the spirit world, man. You know. So just imagine when those nuclear missiles hit, man. It's gonna be crazy. That's why it's gonna be beautiful, because the only people that's not gonna be affected by this whole destruction and devastation, it's gonna be the elect men that's gonna be already in the ships. That's gonna be safe from all that. Right. Everybody else, they gonna get touched by it, man. Yeah. If you don't die in the destruction, you gonna be injured. If you're not injured, you gonna be shook.
Yeah. And those that don't get injured or die, you're going into slavery anyway.
You're gonna get touched. You're gonna get shackled up. You know, and mainly that's gonna be the elites, because they're gonna try to get away from it.
Yep.
You know?
Another thing about that, if you notice, the Lord been flooding the middle of the country. That's where the Ozarks is at.
Yep.
Ozarks, yeah.
Yeah.
And he been flooding it, man. He been flooding it real tough. And the reporter reported that some part of there they're getting some collapses underground. But what tripped me out is why are you reporting it? Why are you reporting that?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Who is that affected?
Right.
That's why.
You know? I said, oh, okay, that's what's going down.
Everybody's trying to get out of here.
Yeah. That's why David Letterman left for 33 years. You know, they all making their escape. A lot of them are trying to get up out of here. If you notice, you see a lot of stand-ins on the news.
Oh, yeah.
You ain't been seeing the records. Been a lot of stand-ins. I've been seeing a lot of brothers standing in for people lately. I'm like, where this dude come from? You know, so a lot of them trying to get up out of here, man. They setting up their little cubby holes.
Yep.
Okay, you want to keep going?
Judah, she's
Yeah,
finished.
you did it, right?
Yeah, Judah's finished.
Oh,
The
wow.
nigga woman she's done for. That's the yeah, she's out of here.
All three of them. Look at all three of them, folks.
Don't forget.
No, don't put the camera on there.
No, let's get you back
Wow.
into it.
2nd Ezra 16 and 13. For strong is his right hand that bendeth the bow.
Yep.
His arrows that is shot, he shooteth are sharp, and shall not miss.
And shall not miss.
When they are begin to shot into the ends of the world.
So that scripture is what you would actually use to prove that the arrows are talking about the missiles.
Yep.
Because ain't no man gonna literally on the planet Earth have the strength to shoot a bow and arrow and shoot the arrow from, we in Vegas, and there's some dude that can shoot an arrow, and it ends up way in London somewhere. No, that's talking about the missiles, man. You know? So that lets you know off top, man.
And that also lets you know that it's the right hand shooting it off, meaning it's a righteous thing that is happening.
But the Most High is with it. He's the one that's making it happen, man. It's in His control. You know? Read it again.
For strong is his right hand that bendeth the bow. Verse 13. For strong is his right hand that bendeth the bow.
2 and 7.
His arrows that be shooted are sharp and shall not miss.
They're sharp and they shall not miss.
When they begin,
meaning they're going to hit their initial target. No matter if you got these counter missile defense systems, you might have those prepared, but that don't mean that that's going to affect the missiles that's already being shot. Because those missiles, they move fast, man. Yeah. Those missiles, it's proven that the missiles, like especially that Russia holds, when Russia shoots those missiles, they can get over to this side of the world in 25 minutes. All right? That's quick.
It's going to take you 5 minutes to scramble your jets.
You know?
Yeah. At least.
And when you try to shoot him, the Most High gonna make it to where he gonna send an angel to basically get stop the missiles from colliding with one another, man. That's what's gonna happen. And that missile might come down and hit another country. You know?
So it's gonna hit its target.
But it's gonna hit its target.
Whether whoever shot that missile to hit a certain spot, if it don't hit where they intended, it's gonna hit where the Most High intended it to, regardless.
That's right.
Sloppy, what's that show where they Mythbusters? I was watching them. That's funny we say that. I was watching the Mythbusters episode, and they were what they was doing was they had a big fish tank, a giant fish tank, and they put a plastic boat in it, and they were exploding explosive above the ship, beside the ship, underneath the ship. And the most damage came when they shot it above the ship. It didn't even hit the ship. All of the power of the explosive banged on the ship and tore the ship in pieces. The ones that were close to the ship just blew the ship out of the water. But the one, even that Iron Dome, so when they coming down from that Iron Dome, when they explode, that pressure is still gonna come down and tear up everything it touches.
Right.
So it ain't gonna be no good. It's not gonna work.
You got a nigga over here taking pictures from afar like you don't see it. That's cool though. I'm sure. You can get back into it.
Okay.
Just now or what?
Yeah, get that real quick.
We'll straight to the 7th verse, right?
Straight to the 7th verse.
All right, Joel chapter 2, verse 7. They shall run like mighty men. They shall climb the wall like men of war. And they shall march every one on his side. And they shall not break their ranks.
Now, this is the Most High speaking through the prophecy, through Joel, symbolically about the missiles. They're gonna basically, it's gonna be like a bunch of like an army set in array to go for the intended target, man.
Yep.
And they don't break rank, meaning they're gonna be in the order. They're gonna be in order. The Most High gonna set these missiles in a particular order, man.
Got that on camera.
You know, and they're gonna be in the perfect formation for them to be able to come down on its initial targets. All right, and America is that main target, man. You know?
Wow.
Read it. Yeah, read it again.
Yeah, I'll keep reading it. It says, this is Joel 2:7. They shall run like mighty men, they shall climb the wall like men of war, and they shall march every one on his way.
Matter of fact, jump up.
Yeah.
Jump up to like maybe 3.
Yep, that's what I was saying.
Jump up.
Verse 3, Joel 2:3. A fire devoureth before them, and behind them a flame burning.
That's talking about your missile, man. You see that with right here, man. This is an illustration. All right.
The explosion coming out of the silos,
Yep.
and then after it is that fire before it hits.
Yep. Exactly, man. Go ahead.
It says, the land is as the Garden of Eden before them, and behind them a desolate wilderness.
Meaning
That's before and after. Right.
Before and after, man. Like it said the Garden of Eden, but really it's symbolizing paradise. And America right now, as we all see it, is one big paradise. When the missiles hit, that paradise is now a desolate wilderness. You know? Hey, what's funny is this part of Vegas is really not technically Las Vegas. This is the city of paradise. When you go north, a little further north, that's the city of Las Vegas.
Yeah.
All right? And when you go outside of that, it's basically, this is all a desert. So that's spiritual, man.
Yeah.
That's spiritual. Because this is paradise within a desert. So when the missiles hit this paradise, which this is a literal city, you can look it up on Google. This region, this area is actually known as the city of paradise and not Las Vegas. That's the biggest misconception of the world that they don't even know.
Yeah, it's Labor Day.
You know?
Paradise.
This is Paradise, Nevada here, man.
Yeah.
So-
Reminds me of an oasis. Remember them deserts?
Yeah.
And cartoons, and they'll be,
Yeah.
they'll see the mirage,
Yeah.
and then it'll be an oasis in the mirage.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
That's what
So
it
this
is.
is paradise within a desert.
Yeah.
When the missiles hit, this is all going to be desert.
Last desert.
All of it.
But it's talking about all of
But
America.
all of America.
Right.
I was getting there. But that's symbolically talking about all of America, man. All of America is a paradise right now. But once those nuclear missiles hit, it's all going to look like the desert, man.
Another one bites the dust.
Hey, that's a song playing in the background, right? Another one bites the dust. Hey, man. Hey. You know?
Yes, indeed.
Continue on, it says, and the land is as the Garden of Eden before them, and after behind them a desolate wilderness.
Yep.
Yea, and nothing shall escape them.
Ain't nothing gonna escape. The missiles. People gonna be running, like when them nuclear warheads is coming down out of through the sky and the chariots, they came and picked up the elect. You people are gonna be running for shelters. Your cars are gonna be it can't be operable
EMP.
because of the EMPs. So you people gonna be scrambling. You're gonna be running for cover. Some of you people gonna be trying to run to the water if you on the coast. You know there's no way.
All these movies have that first bright light,
Yep.
then that little bit of blast, then the fire, then the wave,
Heat wave.
heat wave, and then the fire that consumes it all
Oh,
to ash.
and you know what? And I saw another thing that was spiritual in that movie, The Stand. What
Check that movie out.
What city was they in when that missile exploded? They was here in Vegas, in paradise. They was here in paradise when that missile exploded. And then Tom and the other guy, the leader, they watched the missile, which they happened to be the chosen ones.
Right.
They watched the explosion happen. They watched that mushroom cloud from where they was sitting.
From Boulder, Colorado.
From Boulder. That's symbolic of what's gonna happen to all America, man.
Yeah.
And the elect, which are the chosen,